never know also, what can happen the day before, the day of, next day in life and all that stuff. But one thing that did happen last night, we got some official NBA ball. And I was so excited about that. I went home and I didn't run home because I drive, but I went home and I plopped in front of the TV and I was like, yes, regular season NBA basketball. Bring it to me. Bring it. Yes. And then it happened. What was that? Well, we'll talk about it in just a moment after we come back from this break. The Wait a Minute Show.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I am Vince Wright, the sports governor, and you know me from the Sports Done Right show. But when I'm not doing Sports Done Right, I'm in the executive mansion chilling with the Wait a Minute Show. That's right, Jelani, Lopan, indeed. Keep it tuned here, y'all. The Wait a Minute Show. My name is Vince Wright, and I approve this message.
Hey, what's up, sports fans? You're looking for a different type of sports talk show, something you haven't heard before? You got to check out the BS3 Sports Show every other Saturday on 2 Live Stews Radio, 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern. Sports talk at its finest. Always have great guests, playing some good hip-hop. You don't want to miss it. Make sure to tune in to the BS3 Sports Show every other Saturday at 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern.
Yo, this is your boy Keith C from the
Kicking It With Keith C show.
When I want to jam, I'm jamming with Queen Josie and DJ New as they're kicking those vibes.
We don't take orders from super fools. We give them.
Give it to you. Any and all resistance will crumble. Nonsense. There's never been a threat Squad couldn't handle. It is the purpose of the Squad to align our infamous forces against the powers of good and defeat them, leaving us the rulers of the world.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is your man, Jelani JB Bodie.
It's the Wait a Minute Show.
And we are live tonight talking about the sports world that we live in. And quick update, we were talking about baseball earlier. So for those people, again, if you're unaware of the score, the Dodgers and the Cubs is getting it on right now. Cubs is up 1-0 in the bottom of the second. So the Cubs are fighting. They're fighting their way. They're saying we're not going to go silently if this is our time. So they are up right now. And to give you some real quick NBA news, right now, Hawks is playing Dallas 43-42, and Detroit beat Charlotte. So that game is a wrap. Game that almost is wrapped, but is close. Washington and Philadelphia is 116-113. Milwaukee and Boston. Boston is playing again. Boston is up 87-86 early or midway through the fourth quarter. So those are some of the scores that's going on. And we bring up Boston because, again, yes, before the break, I was talking about we had regular NBA season. I didn't watch any preseason NBA. I didn't want to see it. There's nothing to see. There's nothing. There's nothing that the preseason could do for me. Regular season is all I want to see. I don't care about the preseason. So again, like I was saying, I'm standing in front of the TV and I'm like, yes, Cleveland versus the Celtics. This is what I've been waiting for. And I'm watching the game, and everyone knows midway into the first quarter, it happens. I saw the alley-oop that Kyrie was throwing to Gordon Hayward, and I saw it was being contested, and I was like, oh, he finna take a nasty fall. And that's all I thought. And I heard I think it was Kevin Harlan, I heard Kevin Harlan say, oh, and that's the way he said, he's like, oh, like his whole demeanor just dropped, and he said, Gordon Hayward has broken his leg. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And I'm like, no, he's tripping. And as soon as he said that, the camera went to Gordon's leg. And I just remember I said, oh my gosh. And like how they say, the air was sucked out of the room. That's exactly how it went down. Like everybody in Cleveland was just like, no. Even though, this is an opponent and everything, like, no, this is not how it's supposed to happen. This is not how it's supposed to go down. And that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, life, man. Wow. And it's a game. So it's not, life threatening. So that's great. But it's like, man, it took a piece. It took a piece from us last night. So that's why tonight's show is labeled the new C's, or the new Celtics are the new Celtics, because the new Celtic that stepped out there 6 minutes into the game, they became another new Celtic without Gordon Hayward. So pretty much we don't know yet, but it looks like right now that Gordon Hayward is going to be out for the rest of the season. And this injury puts a little, Debbie Downer, if you will, on the season, because he was a vital part to what was going to be going on the East and what we were going to talk about. So we got to change, I guess our mindset, or how this season is going to go, especially for, the Boston Celtics. But the one thing I give them credit, because when I was sitting there, I said, oh, it's over. They're going to get blown out. That right there, just took them, because it bothered everyone. And when I say everyone, I mean everyone in the building. It bothered everyone. So I just thought, the Celtics going to be like, I don't want to play no more, whatever. And that's what it looked like in the first, the rest of the first half. But Celtics, I have to give them credit. I have to give them a hand. They did not quit. They fought to the end. Cleveland won 102-99, but they fought to the end. Kyrie, man, this dude, here's his opportunity. This is what this is what he wanted. He definitely got it now without Gordon Hayward. He had 22 points and 10 assists. It was always his team, but this is definitely his team now. Can you make up that slack? Can you pick up the slack for what Gordon Hayward's going to give you? It's on him. Guys like Jaylen Brown, I talked about him. Jaylen Brown, man, you just saw something in him last season that he was going to be someone that was going to contribute to this team, a lot more than the regular second year player. And it looks like that's what it's going to be, for this team. So let's be real. Gordon Hayward is a big loss for them. I don't think they'll compete for first, second, maybe not even third place. I could still see them finishing fourth or fifth in the Eastern Conference at this point right now. It's still early. Some things still could change. Danny Ainge got like 9,000, first round draft picks. So who knows, what may happen. Hopefully no one else get injured, but someone else could get injured to change, up this whole season. I hope that doesn't happen, but that game last night was still good. It still was a good game. LeBron had the nerve to talk about he wasn't in shape. This brother almost had a triple-double. 29 points, 16 rebounds, and 9 assists. He came up 1 assist shy of a triple-double, and he talking about he ain't in shape. Boy, go sit your butt down, man. Go sit down. Go sit down somewhere. Don't be telling me nothing like that when you drop numbers like that, 29, 16, and 9. It still is a good game, LeBron. Goodness. But some other things that happened, in this game. Kyrie was his first night back in Cleveland. He did get booed, but it wasn't like I thought it would be. Especially the way LeBron got booed when he first came back, when he was with Miami. Like, that was like, boo. And this one for Kyrie kind of like, boo. Like, yeah, we kind of upset, but, and you know what? And it could be the situation is different. They got guys like D Wade, D Rose, Jeff Green, so it wasn't just like the cupboard is bare, but I told y'all. D Rose, man, if he stays healthy, he's not the old D Rose, but he is going to be a very, very good player for this team. Trust. So I still think it's going to be interesting in the East. This Gordon Hayward, injury does take, a step back, for a little bit of, them going back and forth, for first and second place in the Eastern Conference. But you still got Tatum, you still got Horford, Marcus Smart, Bynes, not offensively, but Bynes and Rozier and Jaylen Brown. And Kyrie is manning that ship. It's on him. It's on him. So, and the last thing I want to say about this game before I move into the game after this was that I liked very well how that game ended. Boston came up short. They were trying to tie the game up. They couldn't tie it up. Buzzer went off. First thing LeBron and Kyrie did that. Yeah, that handshake that lasts for like 9 minutes, and then they hugged it out. So it's just like, hey, it is what it is. It's a business. Well, I'm good. I don't hate you or whatever. I'm a little disappointed or whatever, probably, but it is what it is, And LeBron got the win too, so I'm sure he's not too, And I think a lot of it too. Everyone was really worried about Gordon Hayward at that point. So dislocated ankle. And it looked like he broke his fibula, on that. So Gordon Hayward gets better. Hopefully this doesn't, impact the NBA like I think it might. But the show must go on. Show must go on. And speaking of shows going on, shouts out to my man Kesey. He's in the chat room as well. So appreciate you for dropping in, Mr. Kesey Ingram. And Kesey said Houston versus Golden State game was great too, which that moves me into that game. Absolutely. 1 point. It came down to it literally came down to the buzzer. KD still had the ball in his hand and they lost. Golden State lost 122-121. On opening night, on ring night, the Warriors got their rings and the rings were very nice. Very nice, as expected. Warriors blew a 13-point lead in the fourth quarter. So Steve Kerr was talking about, they got tired. They tired out and they're not in shape. And here we go again with the not in shape, thing like LeBron was saying. But that could have actually been the cause because you're up 13. Now, before I go on, let's just be real. Houston won it. We'll give them credit for it. Don't take anything away from them. A win is a win. But don't act like the Warriors are in trouble. I said that the West is going to be a lot tougher for the Warriors. I still think they will command the first play or number one spot in the West, but it's not going to be easy. But remember, last year, they got their butts handed to them by the San Antonio Spurs as well in the first game. So, and how'd that work out? It worked out all right. Yeah, they got some rings, later on that year. So it's still not, doomsday or anything like that, but they need to get it together. Steve Kerr talked about it. Again, he said they were out of shape. They need to, and then he said they deserve to lose, on it. Great games by James Harden as usual. He had 27 points, 6 rebounds, and 10 assists. Kevin Durant, he wanted to have 22, but he had 20 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists in that. And CP3, actually, Chris Paul, which is not playing tonight in Sacramento, he had a bruised knee that he had to come out of the game early. He had 4 points, 8 rebounds, but 11 assists. That's basically what CP3 does, and he's doing his thing. So I already talked about the West is going to be packed. Expect this, ladies and gentlemen. Expect this to be kind of a norm. Not necessarily 1-point games and all this stuff, but competitive games. Expect this to be a norm in the Western Conference with all these teams that we talked about before the season has started. I think this will be the only bad part is that I live on the East Coast, so these games come on at 10:30, and it's just like I gotta wake up early in the morning. I got somewhere I gotta be. It's hard sitting there watching the game, you know.